The current state of drug abuse activities in Davao region is marked by significant challenges, particularly in Davao City, where a renewed war on drugs has been declared by local authorities. This situation has led to an increase in violence and drug-related killings, reflecting ongoing issues with substance abuse and law enforcement practices. On March 22, 2024, Davao City Mayor Sebastian Duterte announced a new campaign against drugs, reminiscent of the controversial policies of his father, former President Rodrigo Duterte. This declaration has resulted in a spike in police operation and subsequent killings. Reports indicate that within 24 hours of the announcement, police killed 5 individuals allegedly involved in drug activities. By mid-March 2024, a total of 96 drug-related killings were reported since July 2022, with the majority attributed to police actions during operations. Statistical data on drug abuse. Davao City has seen a significant increase in drug-related activities, as evidenced by police report. In 2023, the Davao City Police Office conducted 1,372 anti-drug operations, resulting in the seizure of over 39 kilograms of illegal drugs valued at approximately 29 million. These included 3.7 kilograms of shabu and 35.3 kilograms of marijuana, marking a notable rise from previous years when only 2.7 kilograms of shabu were confiscated in 2022. The operations led to 1,627 arrests and the filing of 2,064 cases related to drug offenses. Case studies and reports. The ongoing war on drugs initiated by former President Rodrigo Duterte continues to impact the Davao region under the leadership of his son, Mayor Sebastian Duterte. A new wave of anti-drug operation has declared in March 2024, leading to immediate police killings of alleged drug users and dealers. Reports indicate that from July 2022 to March 2024, 96 drug-related killings occurred in Davao City, primarily executed by police forces during operations. Human Rights Watch has documented the broader implication of these drug policies, highlighting the psychological trauma inflicted on children who witness violence during police raids. Many families have been displaced due to fear for their safety, illustrating the profound social consequences of the drug war. The extrajudicial killings in Davao City. Under Mayor Sebastian Duterte's leadership, a renewed war on drugs in Davao City has resulted in numerous fatalities. For example, a 20-year-old woman recounted how her husband, accused of small-scale drug dealing, was shot by authorities in 2023. He was allegedly dragged to the second floor of their home and killed, with a police vehicle taking his body away instead of an ambulance. Such cases highlight the continued use of violence in anti-drug operations, mirroring past practices under former President Rodrigo Duterte. The impact in these incidents exacerbate mistrust in law enforcement and perpetuate cycles of violence. Families of victims face traumas and limited access to legal recourse. Barangay level intervention in Davao Oriental. Several municipalities in Davao Oriental, such as San Isidro and Banay-Banay, achieved drug-free status through targeted anti-drug campaigns. These efforts included community-based rehabilitation programs and active collaboration between local government units, national agencies, and private sectors. The outcome is the province earned recognition for its organized and efficient anti-drug abuse council, demonstrating a more systematic and community-driven approach to addressing the drug problem. The small-time offenders in Mati City. Law enforcement in Mati City or Davao Oriental noted a trend of arresting low-level offenders rather than major drug players. Reports indicate that many arrested individuals were involved in small-scale drug transactions, often out of economic desperation. The impact is the focus on small offenders has drawn criticism for failing to address the root cause of the drug trade and for overlooking the role of larger criminal networks.
Existing intervention programs. Davao City Treatment and Rehabilitation Center for Drug Dependence, or DCTR-CDD. The Davao City Treatment and Rehabilitation Center for Drug Dependence is a division under the City Mayor's Office and a residential facility equipped with a system that embodies therapeutic community modality, complete with quality treatment programs implemented and monitored by efficient personnel driven by a common desire to promote recovery and social reintegration. The DCTR-CDD was established on October 29, 2003 through Mayor Rodrigo R. Duterte to make Davaoenos feel the LGU of Davao City is serious in its campaign for a drug-free city in the near future. The office was also established in order to respond to social issues and problems such as the ill effect of drug abuse and addiction that alarmed the local government of Davao City on what has been done so far by concerned national government agency tasked and mandated by law to regulate and provide interventions. The services offered by the office include social services, medical services, psychological services, psychiatric services, spiritual and religious services, educational services, non-formal or ALS, sports and recreational services. Programs, intervention, therapeutic community modality, anger management, coping skills, stress management, family programs, case management program, and psychotherapy. Department of Health Drug Abuse Treatment and Rehabilitation Center or DATRC. The DOH Drug Abuse Treatment and Rehabilitation Center in Malagos, Davao City was established under Republic Act No. 9165, the Comprehensive Dangerous Drug Acts of 2002, and Executive Order No. 4 of October 2016. The facility serves the Davao region and was made possible through a land donation by the Resorts World Philippines Cultural Heritage Foundation and a deed of usufruct from the Davao City government. Equipment and funding were provided by PAGCOR via a Memorandum of Agreement with the Department of Health or DOH. This facility aims to support individuals struggling with substance abuse through a structured treatment approach over a minimum stay of 6 months. Next is Anti-Drug Abuse Council or ADAC. Focus: strengthening local governance structures to combat drug-related issues. Davao Oriental has been recognized for achieving a 100% functionality rate in its Anti-Drug Abuse Council performance audit. This recognition highlights local government efforts to combat drug abuse effectively. Several municipalities within the province have also received accolades for their anti-drug initiatives, demonstrating a commitment to creating safer communities. Next is Barangay Drug Clearing Program. This program focuses on declaring barangays as a drug-free through comprehensive surveillance, rehabilitation, and enforcement actions. Barangays are evaluated and declared drug-free based on strict criteria set by the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency or PDEA. Status: several barangays in Davao Oriental have achieved this status, demonstrating the effectiveness of localized interventions. Next is Youth and Community Engagement Program. Activities: anti-drug campaigns, education seminars, and youth workshop aim to prevent drug abuse through awareness and community involvement. Example: schools and community groups in Davao City conduct regular outreach programs to educate young people about the dangers of substance abuse. The key stakeholders and resources in addressing drug abuse in the Davao region. Key stakeholders: local government units or LGUs. Davao City government initiates anti-drug campaigns and supports rehabilitation efforts through facilities like the Davao City Treatment and Rehabilitation Center for Drug Dependents, or DCTR-CDD. Davao Oriental's municipalities, recognized for effective governance through anti-drug abuse councils or ADACs and barangay drug clearing programs. Next is National Government Agency. Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency or PDEA oversees drug clearing operations and ensure compliance with national drug-free criteria. Department of Health or DOH manages the Drug Abuse Treatment and Rehabilitation Center in Malagos, which provides structured treatment for drug dependents. Department of Budget and Management or DBM allocates funding for staffing and operational needs of rehabilitation centers. Next is law enforcement. Davao City Police Office or DCPO conducts anti-drug operations resulting in arrests and seizures of illegal drugs through criticized for incidents involving extrajudicial killings. Barangay Anti-Drug Abuse Councils or BADACs facilitate local enforcement and community-level intervention.
Private sector and non-governmental organizations, Resorts World Philippines Cultural Heritage Foundation donated land for the DATRC facility in Malagos. PAGCOR funded equipment for rehabilitation centers supporting the broader anti-drug initiative. Community-based NGOs participate in awareness and campaigns and offer supplementary support to victims of substance abuse and their families. Educational and religious institutions conduct anti-drug seminars and workshops to educate youth on the risks of substance abuse, offer spiritual and moral guidance to rehabilitate individuals affected by drug use. Resources available: Rehabilitation Centers, Davao City Treatment and Rehabilitation Center for Drug Dependents, established in 2003, offering comprehensive service such as medical care, psychotherapy, anger management, and educational programs. DOH Drug Abuse Treatment and Rehabilitation Center in Malagos provides a 6-month structured treatment plan with multidisciplinary support, equipped through government and private funding, catering to up to 100 individuals at a time. Programs and initiative: community-based drug rehabilitation programs focus on reintegration through vocational training and counseling and aftercare. Barangay Drug Clearing Program aims to declare barangays drug-free through surveillance and rehabilitation. Youth engagement programs conducted in schools and communities to raise awareness and prevent drug abuse. Law enforcement operation: the Davao City Police reported 1,372 anti-drug operations in 2023, leading to significant arrests and drug confiscations valued at 29 million pesos. Support systems: social services, case management for affected individuals and families, spiritual and psychological support provided by both government and private organizations to address trauma and reintegrate individuals into society. Strategies to prevent drug abuse activities: public awareness campaign, information dissemination, launch campaigns that provide credible and accurate information about the dangers of drug use, its effects, and potential consequences. Utilize various media platforms like social media, radio, and posters to reach a wide audience, particularly targeting youth aged 15 to 25 who are at a higher risk of drug use. National Youth Anti-Drug Media Campaign: implement a media campaign focused on primary prevention to educate youth about the risks of drug use before they start. This can involve testimonial from recovered users and educational content that counters misconception about drug use being normative. Community resource kit: develop resource kits for community stakeholders to support local drug awareness initiatives. This kit can include pamphlets, educational materials and guidelines for organizing local events, educational programs, school-based prevention programs. Introduce comprehensive educational programs in schools that focus on drug resistance skills, social skills development, and critical thinking regarding media messages about drugs. Programs like the Life Skills Training have shown effectiveness in reducing substance use among students. Workshops and seminars. Conduct workshops for parents and community members to discuss the science of drug abuse, effective communication strategies with youth, and ways to foster supportive environments that discourage drug use. Peer education initiatives. Train youth leaders to conduct peer-led education sessions on drug prevention. This approach leverages the influence of peers to promote healthy choices among young people. Community outreach. Establish support networks. Create networks of trained volunteers and professionals who can provide support to individuals and families affected by drug abuse. This can include counseling services, treatment referrals, and recovery support groups. Engage youth in activities. Develop constructive recreational activities that engage youth in positive ways, such as sports, leagues, art programs, or community service projects. These activities can provide healthy alternative to substance use.
Measures to strengthen law enforcement efforts against drug abuse. First is partnerships with local police, interagency collaboration. Foster partnerships between local police, federal agencies like the DEA, and health and social service organizations. This collaboration can streamline efforts to address substance abuse comprehensively, combining enforcement with prevention and treatment initiatives. First is task force. Establish specialized task force that include local law enforcement federal agents and community representatives. This task force can focus on specific drug-related issues, share intelligence, and coordinate operations more effectively. Second is community engagement programs. Develop programs that encourage community members to participate in policing efforts. This can include citizen patrols or neighborhood watch programs that work alongside police to monitor and report suspicious activities related to drug trafficking. Third is use of technology, data analytics. Implement data-driven approaches to identify drug hotspots and trends in substance abuse. Utilizing Geographic Information Systems or GIS can help law enforcement agencies visualize crime patterns and allocate resources more effectively. Fourth is surveillance technologies. Employ advanced surveillance technologies such as drones and body cameras to monitor high-risk areas for drug activity. These tools can enhance situational awareness for officers during operations, can provide evidence for investigations. Fifth is information sharing platforms. Create secure platforms for sharing information between law enforcement agencies at local, state, and federal levels. This can facilitate real-time communication regarding ongoing investigations and emerging threats in drug trafficking networks. 6 is community policing strategies. Building trust with communities. Engage in community policing efforts that prioritize building trust between law enforcement officers and community members. This can be achieved through regular community meetings, open forums, and collaborative problem-solving sessions to address local drug issues. 7 is educational outreach. Conduct educational programs within communities to raise awareness about the dangers of drug abuse and the role of law enforcement in combating it. Involving schools, local organizations, and health agencies can amplify the message and foster a collective approach to prevention. 8 is support to recovery programs. Partner with local treatment facilities and recovery programs to provide support for individuals struggling with addiction. Law enforcement can play a role in connecting users with resources rather than solely focusing on punitive measures. Next is approaches to enhance treatment and rehabilitation services for drug users. First is counseling services, individual and group therapy. Implement evidence-based therapeutic modalities such as cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT, which helps individuals to recognize and change harmful thought patterns related to drug use. Group therapy can provide peer support and shared experiences, fostering a sense of community among participants. Number one is family counseling. Offer family therapy sessions to address the dynamics that may contribute to substance abuse. Involving family members can improve communication, rebuild trust, and create supportive environment for recovery. Second is motivational interviewing. Utilize motivational interviewing techniques to enhance patients' motivation to change their behavior. This client-centered approach encourages individuals to articulate their reasons for seeking treatment and helps them set achievable goals.
Medical support, medication-assisted treatment. Incorporate MAT for individuals with opioid or alcohol dependence. Medications such as methadone, buprenorphine, or acamprosate can help manage withdrawal symptoms and cravings, significantly improving treatment outcomes. Integrated health services provide comprehensive healthcare services that address both physical and mental health needs. This includes regular health screenings, management of co-occurring disorders, and access to primary care services within rehabilitation settings. Aftercare support. Establish a robust aftercare program that includes ongoing medical support post-treatment. This can involve regular check-ins with healthcare providers, medication management, and access to emergency services if needed. Reintegration programs, vocational rehabilitation. Develop vocational training programs that equip recovering individuals with job skills necessary for employment. Collaborating with local businesses can create job placement opportunities tailored to the skills acquired during rehabilitation. Housing support. Provide transitional housing options for individuals completing treatment. Stable housing is critical for successful reintegration and helps reduce the risk of relapse by providing a safe environment free from drug-related triggers. Community engagement initiatives. Encourage participation in community service or volunteer opportunities as part of the reintegration process. Engaging in positive community activities can foster a sense of belonging and purpose while helping to rebuild social networks. Programs to educate the community about the dangers of drug abuse. Community awareness campaigns. Public awareness initiatives. Launch comprehensive public awareness campaigns that utilize various media platforms, social media, local newspapers, radio, to disseminate information about the dangers of drug abuse. These campaigns should focus on educating community members about the health risks associated with drug use, the societal impact of addiction. Educational workshops. Organize workshops and seminars in community centers, schools, and workplaces to discuss the effects of drug abuse. These sessions can feature guest speakers, including healthcare professionals and individuals in recovery, to provide first-hand insights. School-based education programs, curriculum integration. Develop age-appropriate educational materials can be integrated into school curricula. Topics should cover the risk of drug use, coping strategies for stress, and healthy lifestyle choices. Programs like life skills training can be effective in teaching students how to resist peer pressure. Peer education programs train students as peer educators who can lead discussions and activities focused on drug prevention. This approach encourages students to learn from each other and foster a supportive environment for discussing substance-related issues. Family Engagement Initiatives Family Drug Abuse Prevention Program. Implement programs like FDAPP that educate families about the risk of drug abuse and promote healthy families dynamics. These programs can provide resources for parents to recognize early signs of substance use in their children and offer strategies for intervention. Parent workshops. Conduct workshops specifically for parents that address communication strategies regarding drug abuse. Setting boundaries and fostering open dialogue about substance-related topics. Policy advocacy. Advocate for prevention policies. Mobilize community members to advocate for policies that support drug prevention efforts, such as increased funding for educational programs or stricter regulations on substance availability. Engaging in local government meetings can help raise awareness about community needs related to substance abuse prevention.